Chapter 2. Observe all matters that take place in the Shamayim, how they do not change their orbits, and the lights which are in the Shamayim, how they all rise and put in order each in its season, and do not transgress against their appointed order. See the earth, and give heed to that which takes place upon it from first to last, how steadfast they are, how none of that on earth changes, but all the works of Elohim appear to you. See the summer and the winter, how the whole earth is filled with water, and clouds and dew and rain lie upon it. Chapter 3. Observe and see how all the trees seem as though they had withered and shed all their leaves, except 14 trees, which do not lose their foliage, but retain the old foliage from 2 to 3 years till the new comes. There, he's referring to evergreens versus, deciduous trees. Chapter 4. And again, observe the days of summer, how the sun is above the earth over against it, and you seek shade and shelter because of the heat of the sun. And the earth also burns with growing heat, and so you cannot tread on the earth or on a rock because of its heat. You ever been on the beach on a really hot sunny day? Where you start dancing on the sand because it'll burn your feet. Chapter 5. Observe how the trees cover themselves with green leaves and bear fruit. Therefore, give heed and know with regard to all his works, and recognize how he that lives forever has made them so. And all his works go on from year to year forever. And all the tasks which they accomplish for him, and their tasks do not change, but according to how Elohim has ordained, so it is done. And see how the sea and the rivers in the same way accomplish and do not change their tasks from his commandments. But you have not been steadfast, nor done the commandments of Yahweh, but you have turned away, and spoken proud and harsh words with your impure mouths against his greatness. O you hard-hearted, you shall find no peace. Therefore, you shall loathe your days, and the years of your life shall perish, and the years of your destruction shall be multiplied in eternal loathing, and you shall find no compassion. In those days you shall make your names an eternal loathing unto all the righteous, and by you all who curse shall curse, and all the sinners and wicked shall loathe by you, and for you, the wicked, there shall be a curse. And all shall rejoice, and there shall be forgiveness of sins, and every compassion and peace and patience. There shall be salvation unto them, a pleasant light. And for all of you sinners, there shall be no salvation, but on you all a curse shall abide. But for the elect there shall be light and joy and peace, and they shall inherit the earth. pause there for a minute. Are the elect sinners? They certainly are. For all have sinned and fallen short. All but one, Yahshua. So, the elect, the saints, seen in the book of Revelation during the Great Tribulation, they are spared. They have salvation because of their Adon, Yahshua. And these that are being talked of here, for all of you sinners, there shall be no salvation. On you all a curse shall abide. These are those who really out of pride in one way or another, in one form or another, whether it's, self-pride or pride in some religion or pride in some man teacher, it pretty much always comes down to pride. They do not want to accept His truth, Yahweh's truth, Elohim's truth. They want their own truth to be enforced. And so it will be. Verse 8. And then there shall be given wisdom to the elect, and they shall all live, and never again sin, either through wickedness or through pride. But they who are wise shall be humble. And they shall not transgress again, nor shall they sin all the days of their chai, nor shall they die of anger or wrath, but they shall complete the number of the days of their chai, and their lives shall be increased in peace, and the years of their joy shall be multiplied in eternal gladness and peace all the days of their life. There's one example where we see chai and the word life in the same paragraph. They shall complete the number of the days of their chai, of their life, which includes the indwelling Kodesh Spirit. Nor shall they sin all the days of their chai, all the days of their life with the indwelling Kodesh Spirit, and eternal gladness and peace all the days of their life on earth in the flesh. I'm giving you my interpretation there, if I may. That's the understanding I'm being given at present. Chapter 6. And it came to be, when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them good-looking and lovely daughters. And the messengers, the children of the Shamayim, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men, and bring forth children. And Shemyatzah, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear you will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. They knew. Right there you can see that Shemyatzah is very clearly aware that this is a sin. What is sin? Sin is comes from a word used for archery, meaning they missed the bullseye. In truth, in the Hebrew, the idea of sinning, it merely means to get off of Yahweh's path and walk on your own path. So he knew that he, He says, I fear you will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin, getting off of Yahweh's path and doing our own ideas. Verse 4, and they all answered him and said, let us all swear on an oath and all bind ourselves by mutual curses not to abandon this plan, but to do this matter. Did you catch what they just said? Let's all swear an oath and bind ourselves by mutual curses. Look at the wickedness. Verse 5, then they all swore together and bound themselves by mutual curses upon it. And they were in all 200 who descended in the days of Yared on the summit of Mount Hermon. And they called it Mount Hermon because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual curses upon it. If you looked into the Hebrew word Hermon, it probably displays some kind of a meaning that has to do with being bound by mutual curses. Verse 7, and these are the names of their leaders. Shemlatsatz, their leader, Arachleba, Ramael, Kochavel, Tamlael, Ramlael, Daniel, Yechezkel, Barachiel, Asael, Armaros, Batarel, Ananel, Sakleel, Shemshafeel, Satarel, Tsoriel, Yomyael, Sariel. These are their chiefs of tens. Chapter 7. And all the others together with them took unto themselves wives, and each chose one for himself, and they began to go in unto them, and to defile themselves with them. In case you haven't seen this in the canon, you look at Bereshit, that's Genesis chapter 6, right off the top it says, and it came to be when men began to increase on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of Elohim saw daughters of men, that they were good, and they took wives for themselves of all whom they chose. And it goes on. But there in chapter 6 of Bereshit, Genesis, you can see going on what Enoch is writing about here.